it's quite strange with this piece because I remember it as being just incredibly romantic. I don't think I remembered much else about it apart from that she was extraordinary and the romance of it and everything. And obviously I read it just before we started filming, so over the summer, and I didn't find it that romantic at all. I found it much, much darker, and the question of whether Anna Karenina is the hero or the heroine or the anti-heroine, I thought was quite a huge one, and it was something that I didn't remember from reading it when I was younger at all. So I guess that's the sort of definition of a classic, because it changes as you change. You know, as soon as you enter a theatre that you have to use your imagination, that you are required to use your imagination. So it's always a space that totally changes. And just like that, this set totally changes. I mean, we always forget it's a theatre. So there's been a couple of occasions, once when it was an ice rink, and it totally changed into an ice rink, and you forget that it's a theatre. And then another one for one of the Betsy's soiree sequences where it's suddenly filled with chandeliers. And again, the space changes and does what you want it to do. And I think that is partly because of the nature of what a theatre is and how we perceive a theatre. We know that our imagination is going to be used. We know that reality is going to be suspended. The story with Anna is that she's unable to see what's right in front of her face, and it's the tragedy of her in a way. She's unable to recognise what she has. She always wants something that's just over there. Nothing is good enough right in front of her. And I think particularly with that kind of relationship with Karenin, she's unable to recognise the love that he does actually feel for her. It's not enough, perhaps. She doesn't view it as enough. She's not given enough. But she doesn't think that it's there, and it is. And I think that it's the tragedy in that sort of relationship is that she's totally unable to see that, and he's unable to vocalise it in the way that she needs. But again, when you go back to kind of reading the book and that question over Tolstoy's thoughts about her and all the rest of it, I do think that that's the point. I think ultimately everybody understands her, and even in her madness, you understand how she's got there. And you love her for it and you care about her for it, but that doesn't mean that the behaviour is always nice or innocent, because it isn't.